Because if you are someone who, like a fake friend, which I'm sure you've had at some point in your life, if you're like a fake friend that you've had that wanted you so badly to believe that they were there for you and had your back and was your homie, your best friend, your brother, your sister, and then come to find out they were lying through their teeth the whole time, blowing smoke up your ass. You are way worse than that. But you're definitely no better than that person. Because Abba sees you, and he knows that you know he's real. He's made himself available for you plenty of times. And your lack of appreciation and effort to prove your appreciation makes him want, and he will, puke you out of his mouth. If you say, I got works, and you still are one of these candy-ass pansy Christians who say, you either say, it doesn't matter that we call him Jesus or Lord or God, or don't tell this younger person that because they're not there yet. If you're someone that does those things and you justify, you stick up, for abomination, just go ahead and denounce it altogether. Do yourself a favor. Do me a favor. Because I can tell you for sure, I can't stand when someone blows smoke up my ass and tells me and other people that they're my friend, and they try to convince me that they're my friend. When I know they're full of shit, I can't stand it. I would rather them look me in the face and tell me they are my enemy and that they can't stand me, so I know who's who. I'm back here because I don't want to be given. I mean, how could I not do it, at least the amount I'm doing for all that he gives me? I should be doing a lot more. That's why I'm back here to read chapter 38. Let's get it. Verse 1, and the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, set your face against God of the land of Magog, and the prince of Rosh, Meshach, and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And you shall say, Thus says the Master Yahuwah, See, I am against you, O God, the prince of Rosh, Meshach, and Tubal. And I shall turn you around, and I shall put hooks into your jaws, and shall lead you out with all your army, horses and horsemen, clad perfectly, a great assembly, with armor and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Cush, and Put are with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all its bands, the house of Togarmah from the far north, from the far north, and all its bands, many peoples with you. Be ready, prepare yourself, you and all your assemblies that are assembled unto you. and you shall be a guard for them. After many days you shall be called up. In the latter years you shall come into the land of those brought back from the sword and gathered from many peoples on the mountains of Yasharal, which had been a continual waste. But they were brought out of the peoples, and all of them shall dwell safely, and you shall go up, coming like a storm, covering the land like a cloud, you and all your bands, and many peoples with you. Thus said the Master Yahuwah, and it shall be in that day that words arise in your heart, and you shall devise an evil plan. And you shall say, let me go up against a land of unwalled villages. Let me go to those at rest who dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take plunder and to take a booty, to stretch out your hand against the waste places that are again inhabited, and against the people gathered from the peoples, acquiring livestock and goods, who dwell in the middle of the land. Sheba and Dedan and the merchants of Tarshish and all their young lions shall say to you, have you come to take plunder? Have you gathered your army to take booty, to bear away silver and gold, to take away livestock and goods, to take great plunder? Therefore, son of man, prophesy, and you shall say to Gog, thus said the Master Yahuwah, in that day when my people Yasharal dwell safely, would you not know? And you shall come from your place out of the far north, you and many peoples with you, all of them riding on horses, a great assembly and a mighty army. And you shall come up against my people Yasharal like a cloud to cover the land. In the latter days it shall be, and I shall bring you against my land, in order that the nations know me, when I am set apart in you, O Gog, before their eyes. Thus said the Master Yahuwah, are you the one I spoke of in former days by my servants the prophets of Yasharallah, who prophesied for years in those days to bring you against them? And it shall be on that day, on the day when Gog comes against the land of Yasharal, declares the Master Yahuwah, that my wrath shall come up in my face. For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath I have spoken. On that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Yasharal, so that the fish of the sea, and the birds of the heavens, and the beasts of the field, and all creeping creatures that creep on the earth, and all men who are on the face of the earth shall shake at my presence. And the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall fall to the ground. And I shall call for a sword against Gog on all my mountains, declares the Master Yahuwah, the sword of each one being against his brother. And I shall judge him with pestilence and blood, and rain down flooding rain and hailstones, fire and sulfur on him and on his bands and on the many peoples who are with him. And I shall exalt myself and set myself apart, and I shall be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am Yahuwah. Now let's go back. Let's pause this. I've been explaining how all this is parables. He's not talking about people riding on horses, literally, great army. Let's look back at the description of who he's talking about. Unless you really don't want to know what's being said, you want no understanding. And if that's the case, why read it at all? I demand that you just get it out your mouth completely. Quit bullshitting people. There's people's lives at stake here. Right here, he says, and I shall turn you around. He's talking about Gog of Magog, the prince of Rosh, Meshach, and Tubal. He says, and I shall turn you around. I shall put hooks into your jaws. So he'll fish for them, and he'll lead them out with their army, horses and horsemen, clad perfectly, a great assembly with armor and shields. We know we are to put on the full armor of the Most High. And that shield, what is that shield? Let's go see. The shield of belief. Now let's go back. So he's saying that this prince of Rosh, Meshach, and Tubal, Gog of Magog, that he'll fish and lead with all their horses and horsemen, who are a great assembly with armor and shields, all of them handling swords. We know that the sword is what comes out of the Messiah's mouth, the two-edged sword, which is understanding of the word. If someone is slain by the sword in a parable, that means they never looked diligently hard enough for the true understanding. They took a certain understanding that's false, a false interpretation of the word, which led to their own demise. So these people that he's talking about, this great assembly, they'll tell you they got the full armor of the Most High on. They'll say they have faith, which is these shields. They'll all be handling the word of the Most High. Persia, Cush, and Put are with them. All of them with what? With faith. And what was the helmet? The helmet was of salvation. They'll say they've been healed, that they're saved. Gomer and all his bands, its bands. The house of Togarmah from the far north and all its bands. Many peoples with you. Be ready. Prepare yourself, you and all your assemblies that are assembled unto you, and you shall be a guard for them. After many days you shall be called up. In the latter years you shall come up into the land of those brought back from the sword. We've been brought back. If this was literal and someone died in a battle from a sword, they're not going to be brought back just because they died from a sword wound. He's talking about someone like myself who's been brought back from those false doctrines, lazy interpretations. And gathered from many people. And where? On the mountains of Yasharal, which had been a continual waste. We're back on the mountains being things like understanding, truth, love, righteousness. That in those people's eyes who claim to have their shield and their helmet, those people, they left those mountains laid waste. They didn't take up love, truth, but they were brought out of the people, and all of them shall dwell safely. All of those who've been brought back from the sword, who love the truth and the Most High. And you shall go up, coming like a storm, covering the land like a cloud, you and all your bands and many people with you. Do they not? Do Christians? Everyone who don't love the truth, about 98.8% of the population, if my calculations are correct. Many people. Those people, if that's you, thus said the Master Yahuwah, and it shall be in that day that words arise in your heart, and you shall devise an evil plan. Words. What's he mean by that? And you shall say, let me go up against the land of unwalled villages. Words will arise. Words that are being spoken and used by those who do love Abba and the truth, who you feel are sitting ducks, easy target to stop them from preaching, sharing the truth, to get them turned back around and to re-stick their head back up their butt like yours is stuck up your butt. Because you think they got neither bars nor gates, so you can take plunder, and to take booty, to stretch out your hand against the waste places that are again inhabited, and against the people gathered from the people, acquiring livestock and goods, who dwell in the middle of the land. Sheba and Dedan and the merchants of Tarshish and all their young lions shall say to you, have you come to take plunder? Have you gathered your army to take booty, to bear away silver and gold? Silver and gold, that's us, Abba's treasure. To take away livestock and goods, to take great plunder. Therefore, son of man, prophesy, and you shall say to Gog, thus said the Master Yahuwah, in that day when my people Yasharal dwell safely, would you not know?